You're here too. Please stop doing that. Thank you. Are you gonna choose your little spot, Kardoc?
No, I'm just watching today.
Okay, that's
Hell
fine.
yeah.
Carlos is sick with fever. The rest of you can go into the tunnel without him. He's the only one who knows where he's going.
You can't make me go in the tunnel.
But sadly, it says here tag along Orzhov, so sounds like you're
I
going
have
in.
agency. You can't force me.
Sounds made up.
My body, my choice. Okay.
I can't
Deadly.
teleport and go back to Sanctuary.
Go back to bed.
Oh, Carlos, I'm pregnant.
What the fuck?
Hello, night.
Hello, night.
My wife are gonna have a very interesting conversation when we get back to Sanctuary Island.
Yeah.
Vinshenzo and Vinshenzo's waifu.
I mean, he does kind of look the anime protagonist part.
Night,
Sorry,
Night
that was
just
a dick move.
instantly pissed me off. D&D is ruined.
It's fucking ruined.
Our like 150 session campaign is ruined for me.
That's all it took.
Just a really just the tiny fucking kobold over here. That's all it fucking took.
Shit, had I known that, I would have done it ages ago.
Hey, look, I'm learning vicious mockery from you. I'm learning my king.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm here.
I'm glad that you reeled yourself in before I said anything, because I was getting ready to go off the rails. Okay. Sounds made up. Wasn't going to make any comments about anything personal. So all four of you, aside from Paelias, who's going with the flow, have told me last session that you're all intent on getting down with the sickness and fucking around with the Orzhov Syndicate. So...
Yes. But I would also like to acquire a piano.
Did you not already go to a guy in the city and talk to him about a piano?
No. I said I was looking for a piano 2 sessions ago, and then last session I got here wicked late, and I felt bad, so I was just kind of tagging along with everybody and trying to be respectful.
Yeah,
okay,
we never
I
got
have
there.
written here that 400 gold pieces for a grand piano makes me think that perhaps Vinshenzo went to visit a piano maker.
I think you probably did that because at the end of the session before last, I said I would be in the market for one.
That sounds likely.
Does sound likely. Huh. Well, that's how much it's going to cost for a grand piano. 400 gold pieces.
Do I have any reliable intel as to what quality on a scale, 1 being 1 out of 10, 10 being best?
It would probably rate like a 7 out of 10. Not the best in the world. This piano maker is a career piano maker.
7
he's
is
not exactly
bad.
like. No, not
Is
bad at all.
5 average then?
5 is average. It's,
Listen,
Above average?
it's in my sheet that 1 is barely working and out of tune, and 10 is not only a masterwork craftsmanship, but a glorious work of art.
this is not a glorious work of art. This is a well-built piano made by a person who builds pianos as a career. He's not making it a masterpiece. He's making it to order, just like a nicely made chair. You can look at that piano and go, "Wow, that's a good piano.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a good piano."
Thank you, Nate.
I will play the man 400 What was it? 700?
400 gold pieces.
400 gold pieces.
And he will build that piano for you. Do you have any? I'm going to state that he is able to make the piano with like little decorative, creative like elements to it, and he works with you to go over a few details if that's something you wish. If not, then it's sort of his own creative liberty.
Okay. Okay, put it this way. Vinshenzo wants the highest quality keyed instrument that he can get.
Yeah. I mean, just like aesthetically, visually, you will get the piano for 400 gold pieces, and it can look to a certain degree. If you want like, little Cairona lotuses or something on it, he can do that.
I will pay
Want a little
extra for higher
plaque.
quality.
To pay extra for higher quality? Okay.
If I need to hire like
Based-
other craftsmen to help him or whatever.
Based on, you ready for this, sir? Based on your out of 10 scale, for every 200 gold pieces you choose to spend, you may bring it up 1 mark. So if you wanted to spend 600 gold instead of 400 gold, it'd become an 8 out of 10, and so on. Because he's bringing in extra craftsmen, and because we're bringing it into the masterwork piece of art.
So 9 out of 10 would be 1,000, and 10 out of 10 would be 1,200.
Sir, yes, sir.
I will pay 1,200.
Pay 1,200 gold for a masterwork piano, and that will take him it will take him a while to make, but you will have a masterpiece piano literally made for a king. I suppose at this point in time, it's exactly
Hell
that.
yeah, dude.
Hope you survived the trip back home.
I will show him a depiction of my family crest on my scroll of pedigree that I keep in my suit jacket pocket. And I'll leave the design up to him.
Understood. It will have the Cairona crest, and he will design the rest of it.
Hell yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Although,
Oh.
and this is getting into Vin lore that probably nobody wants to hear, but the Amethray and Vin, well, mostly Vin because I'm the player and Vin is me, declared like separation from the Cairona, the original Cairona house. So we're like a cadet branch of the dynasty.
The cadet branch.
Yeah, so I would probably have a different freaking coat of arms, or not coat of arms, what did I say?
Like the family crest.
Family crest, yeah. I'll send you a picture of it later, but yeah, that'll change now, I guess. I didn't realize until, well, I thought about it a while ago, but I didn't remember it until now.
That's pretty cool, though, the fact that you're sitting there going like, fuck those ancient dusty-ass Caironas. We're gonna be like new Cairona Light, Cairona 2.0. Cairona Zero Sugar.
It's all Amethray's idea.
Same great Cairona family, 0 calories.
Yeah, something like that. She's a
Something
glory
like that.
hound, dude.
She is, and you also sent mean text messages to her mother saying that you guys were in charge now.
Yeah.
So there's kind of no going back after that.
Yeah, so I imagine I want to say the colors would stay the same and there would still be a White Lotus, but yeah, I don't know.
I like it.
Anyway, I show him that.
Show him that. So he's gonna design you a piano. So this will be like the actual like first nice thing with that new family crest.
Yes.
Ah, pretty reasonable for 1,200 gold. I gotta say, that's quite a deal.
Hell yeah.
We're literally making family history here.
I am broke.
Yeah, but soon you'll have a piano, so it'll be okay.
Why do you expect to pay them back? You have a piano.
Yeah, you can pay them back through song.
Ah, yes. Listen to my lovely music and be enthralled.
Allow me to tickle the ivories for you, sir.
I'm still doing okay. I have like 800 gold.
No, that's not too bad.
Wait, is that right?
Did I
do that right? One sec. Or go ahead, sorry.
We'll move on to other people while you look at that in the background. Speaking of other people, hello, the rest of you.
Hi there.
Does anybody have any burning desire to ask questions or do a small task before you descend or progress?
Vazray is currently in quiet contemplation.
Okay, Vazray is quietly contemplating. Paelias?
No questions. I'm just finalizing my spell list.
Set and ready to go. Understood. Carlos, how are you doing?
Carlos is A-okay.
Wow, everybody's good. All right. So I believe we left off on the ship. So we will take off from the ship.
Has Carlos returned from his tunnel snake adventure?
Yes, he would have. I believe
Tunnel snakes rule.
I believe we had that as the end of the session, is when Carlos came back.
Gotcha.
And he came back a few hours or a little bit of time after. I'm getting my whole timeline mixed up in my head. No, I'm not getting my timeline mixed up in my head. Yeah, so you and Vazrai from your little trip to the cathedral would have come back, and then after that, Carlos would have come back, and everybody was there, and he was getting ready to impart his discovery on the rest of you.
Yes.
Yes. And we shall take it from there.
Where did you scamper off to, Mr. Carlos?
Vinshenzo, well, as you know, I've been spending some time investigating the syndicates. Seeing what their movements are, where their operations go. Trying to find some leverage we can use to help the church. And what I've found is that there's was it a pair of wagons?
Yeah, it was a pair of armored wagons.
There's a pair of armored wagons that, it was a daily, that they go down there?
Daily.
That go down to the Undercity daily. They go, what was the Dark Elf people called?
The Dev Karen, also known as the guild, is the Golgari Swarm, though. Yeah.
2 wagons. They go to the Golgari Swarm, I believe. At least that's what their soldiers were wearing. There seems to be some kind of ruined underground area that they go through. Looks like it used to be a glorious city, but now it's fallen into ruin. There's a tunnel that leads through, and they have some sort of bugs in thrall that they use. I think they use them to make the tunnels. Either way, I followed it through quite a ways before I decided it was best to pull back before I got too deep and let you know where I might be in the future.
Yes, the city seems to be gilded in a most sinister nature. The outer shell is beautiful and well kept, but the wood underneath is rotten and falling away.
Yes, agreed.
Mother didn't care for her armoire.
Yes, it's true. She did not. What are all these? I don't need these things. Delete.
Delete.
Yeah,
Although I
delete
do
it.
look forward to going to the Undercity, as you call it. I believe a drow hearing my word would be easily swayed to join us in a drow-ruled queendom.
Do you really believe so? Do you think they'd give up what they have here?
I have quite a way with words, Mr. Carlos. That captain, who I remember the name, Collins.
Yes.
I remember his name. Shut up.
I remember his name. he wasn't even a drow, and he settled in sanctuary quite easily.
This is true. My goal was to investigate and try to find out what exactly those wagons are bringing down there. Perhaps it's something that we can use against them.
Perhaps. A bargaining chip is always welcome.
Most assuredly.
Either by commerce, diplomacy, or life. It matters not. Where is
Tell me.
Miss Pinefall?
I believe she's sulking somewhere. Regardless, I was wondering, next time I go down, would you be wanting to tag along, or would you prefer to go the more conspicuous route, as you usually do?
I would assist you in any way I could, though. I would assist you in any way I could, Mr. Carlos. I am quite surprised you took this task on by yourself.
Well, I wanted to make sure it was something before I brought it to your attention. I wouldn't want to waste your time.
You prove quite capable, as always, Mr. Carlos. But I believe if we are to return, it would be best if the lot of us would accompany.
I could fashion disguises for as many people as want to follow along. It would allow us to slip in without any guards following on our coattails.
Yes. However, they will notice an empty ship. Or empty of us, anyway.
I'm sure you could explain it away as perhaps we've become ill on the ship and we don't want to spread it to anyone else in the harbor, so we're taking a few days to recover.
We could say that, but I'm afraid there's still much we don't know, and much that are, I dare say, much that are the hosts that house us here in this city know that we don't.
You think they would see through our ruse?
They were able to tell them that They were able to know so much with so little. Do not know how.
This is true.
It reminds me of Nisia. Cursed place.
The only good thing it did was bring us together.
Yes. Even now that it is gone, and with so many hardships, I feel quite remorseful that we'll never go there again.
Do you now?
I don't know why, but it makes me sad.
Perhaps you just yearn for a simpler time.
Simple is perhaps misplaced vocabulary. Nisia was was anything but simple, and this place feels 1,000 times amplified the corruption and web of secrets that is being spun around us like a gnat in a web.
A gnat.
Yes, a gnat. Just like the gnomes that wander in Steamgate Isle. I don't say that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Fazrai wants to talk to Paelias, but Fazrai's grabbing food really quick.
Yes. Is Paelias in the ship conference room where this is happening?
Are you in the... What, are you below deck, I take it?
Probably the
Did you
lower
have the right
hold.
passcode for the Teams meeting?
Yeah.
Like, are you just in the hold, or are you, like, in the captain's room?
Probably the whatever we have closest to, like, a dinner space.
The captain's quarters is like the private meeting area with all the charts and the maps and stuff, but you also have your own little sort of like officer's mess dining area where you can eat away from the rest of the crew.
Oh, and
it's
that's
attached to the
probably
kitchen.
where we are.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Paelias would be there messing around with his spellbook.
King does not need to be eating among the common rabble, after all.
What do you make of this, Mr. Paelias? How do they know our secrets?
Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention. I was studying some spells. What's up?
You're a well-learned elf. Older than me, perhaps? I don't know.
Well, how old are you?
Elves are ageless. We all look the same. I'm just the black version.
Just blacker, therefore less privileged.
You're a well-learned elf, Mr. Paelias.
I mean, out of character, he is like 250.
Yeah, you're older. By 150 years or so.
Oh,
But physically, he's only 130.
Oh.
I might be 600 years old, but I've got the back of a man 6 decades younger than me. Sorry.
I am but an adolescent compared to you. And you are a well-learned wizard, studying amongst the stars and whatnot. How could they possibly know our secrets so intimately?
Plenty of ways.
Sorry.
There's magic, spies. Take your pick.
Yes. Is that little goblin fellow scampering about in the kitchen?
Well, I don't think Ragus is a spy. If I had to point at someone, it would be Collins' crew, maybe even Collins himself.
Yes. I have some choice words for him when we return. Oh, did Rabbit deliver the letter yet?
Wasn't Rabbit on the way back?
Yeah.
I believe Rabbit was on the way back.
Oh.
I remember Vin getting frustrated with Rabbit.
Oh yeah, because yeah, I remember he has like
kept using up your spell slots.
It costs me $1.25 to text. Stop saying LOL.
I don't have long distance phone calls, okay? When did you send Rabbit off? That's before you got to
Yes, it was between Steamgate and Ravnica. I want to say it was
it was
maybe a
when we
few
left
days after
Steamgate.
Steamgate.
I just want to see.
He can travel, what, 9 miles an hour? Or whatever the...
Yes.
What it,
And she
because
doesn't
it's a
have to
10th
rest.
the flying speed, because flying speed equals special travel pace rules, and I think that's 1/10 in miles per hour.
Yes, she's traveling in a line.
Well, I mean, at the minimum, it's going to take her weeks.
Yes, and she's returning something to me, which is why I can't just dispel her and recast.
Yes.
Yes.
She's returning you. I don't think it's a letter. I think it's a little gift.
Yes. I don't know what it is yet. I haven't seen it.
Were you told?
I think I only communicated with Rabbit. Or I messaged... I did message to Amethray to ask if the letter had arrived, and then I did a few messages to Rabbit. I don't know the contents.
Luckily, the archive does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be session 45 or 46, I think, of season 2. If you're interested. Me personally, I'm not.
You're not. Okay. That's good.
If
you're not interested.
I trust you to accurately calculate the time it takes a Pegasus to fly between 2 points.
I trust me to accurately calculate that too.
Or at least...
Which is good.
He's 4 times faster than the boat is.
Or at least
just
give
quick
me
math.
the illusion that it was precisely calculated.
Oh, he's asking for some grade A bullshit, not that regular grade B stuff, the kitchen variety. No, he wants that.
He wants the Ragus quality.
Ragus quality bullshit.
DM is all about illusion of knowing what's going on.
Cast detect magic. Everything's illusion.
Detect magic. You find out that the world is fictional, and there's 4 giants standing around you.
Sorry.
Carlos isn't real.
Carlos isn't real. This is just an illusion of him.
I remember somebody had a
Carlos never
funny
made
joke
it to the
about
new
that.
world.
Oh, Carlos. Okay, Vazra, you're back. You wanted to chat with Paelias, but Paelias and the rest of the gang are mid-conversation, so I don't want to derail anything that has not yet been derailed.
Vazray walks into the conversation just looking at everyone.
Mid-conversation, Vazra just starts spewing shit out her ass.
Ah,
What
Metaphorically.
the hell?
Miss
Metaphor.
Pinefall, or Lady Pinefall, good to see you.
What's going on here?
Perhaps you could show Paelias that gift those followers of Tiamat gave you.
I suppose I could, though I was thinking of speaking with him anyway.
The followers of Tiamat gave you a gift, despite
Yes.
you being a follower of Bahamut?
Do not listen to the king. His wording is wrong.
I speak plainly.
Yes, but also in riddle. Vazray is going to reveal the hidden dagger.
Oh.
And show it to you, Paelias. A dagger, a ritual dagger of Tiamat, made of bone.
A bard is worth his weight in riddles.
I will cast, or I will not cast. I will do investigation on the dagger to begin with.
While I may be king, I still consider myself firstly a bard to serenade you, Miss Pinefall.
Oh.
That would be a 27.
You can tell based off of your experience, wisdom, and general knowledge base that this is, while in and of itself is not magically potent, it is a ritual item used, or it is it's a component item used in conducting rituals. The way at which this knife has been created in and of itself is not a standard thing. It was infused or otherwise turned into an important holy item for the purpose of conducting very nasty rituals. We'll just say that.
Are they rare, or are they like a common thing?
It's like I'm trying to think of a good general equivalent. It's not a rare item. It's what you would consider, I suppose, a critical item in the same way like a cross or a censer or any of those sorts of like the priest would need that to conduct his more holy rituals. Roll me religion for your awareness of Tiamat, specifically Paelias.
Oof. That's gonna be 14.
14. So you're aware of the fact that Tiamat, as a greedy creature, is not just a big fan of.
Question. Does Tiamat fall under the? Actually, no. She's not demonic, so she would not fall under the.
She is a fiend, though.
Oh, would the Infernal Encyclopedia help here then?
The Infernal
might.
Encyclopedia might help. Would you like to take a few pages, take a ruffle through a couple of pages?
Yes.
I believe that gives you advantage, or it gives you an extra something on your rolls.
It gives me advantage on related topics.
Yeah, she is a fiendish dragon. So, kind of a mix.
Apparently, she's not in the book. Oh,
Not in the book.
The first one.
She's
That
not in the
explains
book,
it.
but luckily you remembered something because
She's
you got a
fiend
14.
and not a dragon?
She's a mix, yeah.
She's a
She's
fiend
both.
dragon.
She's both.
Yeah.
I guess
mean, there's an
gods
abyss
can do
dragon.
that.
Yeah, she's in the hells, so...
It's true, she is. Okay, but anyways, Paelias remembers that blood sacrifices / rituals of that ilk are something that does take place within Tiamat's priesthood as part of their more devout worship and their more intensive ritual making, and this knife would be a component in those sorts of things. So they would need a knife of that caliber, of that type, to do the actual proper ritual. with more potency. Same way someone would need a holy symbol or some such of that ilk to do their own holy casting for their church. So this right knife would not be considered rare or one of a kind. It would be considered quite important if one was unable to source another easily. For instance, if you were, I don't know, stuck in a shattered realm away from most traditional sources of power. Who knows how it's made? We're not sure how it's made. We collectively, as the members of the party on the boat, are not sure how it's made. But we know that it's important for some stuff.
It's some kind of bone.
Well, I share all of that, and then I would take it if I could and cast detect magic on it, just to determine that there isn't some tracking magic or something on it.
As far as your detection spell can tell you, it's a mundane item.
Okay. I return it to Vasa.
She's going to go ahead and hide it once again.
Heck yeah.
Vazray thinks about it, looking around briefly, but kind of looking towards Paelias. And she decides to ask a question.
Uh-oh.
Paelias, how much do you actually know about dragons or care about dragons?
I'm somewhat familiar with the two gods and have a general understanding of dragons because it was part of my studies, but it was not the focus. Why?
It is more of a scholarly question. It's not really something I've looked too heavily into. But this whole adventure that we've gone on, it's made me ask a question of what is it that Io had intended for Dragonkind? I didn't know if it was possible to do some sort of research to find answers to any of that, or maybe it's just simply lost to time.
Can I roll religion on who Io is? Because me as a player don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah.
That is the god that pretty much gave birth to Tiamat and Bahamut.
Okay. All right. Well,
We've
I will
killed
still roll
one
religion.
dragon. It wasn't that hard.
Oh, that's a net 20 plus another 10, so that's a 30.
You know everything there is to know about Io. Let me find out what there is to know about Io.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Damn.
check that out.
Io,
Yeah.
otherwise referred to as Asgaroth. We're going to look at the Forgotten Realms wiki for this one. Asgaroth, more commonly known as Io in the Outer Planes, is the dragon deity of creation. He, or she as some traditions suggested, was regarded as the creator of the multiverse and of dragonkind. He manipulated the destinies of all dragons by operating in a way that nobody suspected his involvement. He was supposed to encompass all alignments, but was often regarded as neutral, and his holy symbol, an unadorned circle, represented totality. And other such amounts of information that you can quite easily glean. What was the original question of
What did he intend for
Vazray?
Dragonkind?
Paul? Well, Paelias.
It's a deep question. He may not even have the answer, and that's perfectly fine.
Let me skim this to see what Paelias might know about just generally Asgaroth's existence, or Io's existence. Na. Oh, much like Paelias himself, he was known to roam across the outer plains and wander around nomadically. Dogma. Cared only for dragons and other draconic creatures and their continued existence in the world. That means Io would take the side of dragons if they were ever threatened by other races, but also he would help non-draconic races to put down dragons who jeopardize the survivability of the race as a whole. While Io preferred to remain neutral in the conflicts between dragons, if such conflict threatened to escalate, he acted without hesitation to stop it, usually sending in a servitor, but in rare occasions intervening personally. Sounds like Io really cares about dragons, and that's all Io cares about.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Well, from what I know, what I want is the prosperity of dragonkind and other races of draconic lineage. He did not care for alignment, good, bad. So long as dragonkind and the other draconic races prospered, that was kind of her stuff.
Could be the same as any other race to be concerned about your own.
True.
Thank you, Paelias.
But if she had any goal other than that, it's something that was kept to herself. Or something beyond the understanding of us mere mortals.
Vazra gave a simple nod, satisfied with the answer. Thank you, Paelias.
You're welcome.
She then looks to Carlos and Vin for a moment.
Oh, you've been looked at.
Carlos looks back.
So aside from my philosophical question, what are all of you plotting?
Enough about me. Let's hear about you.
Well, Miss Pinefall, as you so delicately put it, we are plotting to help you in your church.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, Mr. Carlos went to some great lengths to prepare ourselves to go about
What
this
kind of lengths?
endeavor.
Just some reconnaissance, trying to get some information we can use as leverage against them, perhaps to get the contract null and void. But we will see.
That would be stellar if you could do that.
He went to the Undercity.
Yes, it was quite dangerous. Great personal risk to myself. I could have been captured, and tortured, and killed.
Vazri just simply looks at Carlos. This is a joke, right?
No! I was quite far within their territory. If they had found me, well, who knows what might have happened.
You
Well-
saw the head of their organization at the Senate? How he
There-
knows all of our secrets?
Who knows too much? Well, fortunately, Carlos, you were the right one for the job to be able to sneak into such things and come back
Yes.
out unscathed.
Well put.
I suppose that raises the question now of what do you plan to do next to forward the...
Gather more information. I plan to return. Perhaps with Vinshenzo, perhaps with all of you. It remains to be seen.
Well, if there's any way I can help, maybe I might be able to do some.
What do you think, Vin?
I don't like the idea of going in disguise. I do not want to appear as an enemy to fellow Drow, even if they are misled in this wretched place.
Well, perhaps I could go incognito, work it from the inside, while perhaps you and Miss Vazrai and Paelias will perhaps be more open. Go to them as you are, and perhaps seek an audience, and that alone may draw attention away from myself as I sneak around.
Are you sure that you're capable of doing this? There's not exactly a lot of kobolds from what I've seen.
Do not worry about me, Miss Pinefall. I managed to get down there and back without anyone batting an eye in my direction. And if not me, then who?
What would you recommend for an approach, Mr. Carlos? Discarding my reservations.
Well, since you are interested in, at the very least, creating some kind of alliance or absorption of these Drow, you could go to them as a king and state your wants, your desires plainly, your offer for a home away from the cesspool they apparently live in now.
I fear that the city as a whole would take that as a hostile action. If we wish to do such things, it must be done in secret, and they must secede of their own accord.
Well, then perhaps you should merely go to them as a fellow Drow.
Yes.
Maybe you wish to meet their king and form closer ties with them as Drow.
They are ruled by a king? How queer.
Well, I'm just saying, a king to a king would probably make more sense than a king to a queen, would it not?
Would they not be led by their representative in the Senate rather than a king?
Oh, I have no idea how they work here.
Would you like to roll history?
Neither do I.
Sure, I guess.
Let me spank my memory banks.
Let me think about it for a moment.
Let me puzzle my mind.
Loading.
21, and that's something I'm not proficient in.
21? 21?
I got
an
11.
Oh, so at the very face value, Vinshenzo remembers that the Golgari here are ruled by a lich.
Yes, we saw him in the Senate, the lich.
The lich, yes. More specifically, Carlos is aware that the Golgari are not just ruled by a lich, but it is a Devkarin or Dark Elf lich, and he is one of the three most dominant species among the Golgari swarm, which are the Dark Elves, the insectoid creatures, which you remember are called Kraul, which are the things that you saw, and then Gorgons. And it has always been that, due to the fact the original guild master, the guild creator, was a dark elf, that pretty much ever since it's always been leaning dark elves. But they've mostly been fascinated with high priests and liches and such like that.
I share this information with Vinshenzo.
Oh.
Clearly, I've been paying more attention than I thought.
Ragus's stories have been coming in handy.
Well, you went down there and saw them after all. But
Yes, this is accurate.
I'm concerned about their leader, or their Senate representative, as it were. The Lich. I wonder if they all are keen on the undead. I find them quite unseemly, frankly.
After our dealings with the undead, I agree. I
Yes.
suppose it's just their culture.
Perhaps Lady Pinefall can shed some light on them.
On what, do you ask?
On avoiding such unbecoming destinations.
Hmm. The only one who's really been doing a lot more running around than I have has been Coco. And I would have to find him and talk to him.
Coco's a boy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Immersion ruined.
Immersion ruined.
That's fine. I thought it was a girl. I thought you... Okay. I think Coco was once a girl, but that's okay.
Immersion ruined.
It's all ruined. It's just gone now. DM.
Hello.
Fire.
Is it possible to roll for history of any particular spots that I should be aware about when it comes to the Orja? I don't think I've done enough scouting, so I don't expect to really have an answer to that question. But
Could you elaborate more on the information you're looking at before I give you a roll?
just based on the question that I'm understanding, if I understood it correctly, we're concerned about entry points to the Orzhov Syndicate, and some might be more dangerous than others. And unfortunately, I don't think Vazray's done enough scouting, so I don't even think I can really even answer that question. I would need to conduct
Question
my own
of
recon.
what could possibly be more dangerous, or what areas could be more dangerous than others?
Correct.
I would say that Vazrai has done very little scouting of anything that has to do with the Orzhov. I think Vazrai can absolutely roll history, but I will be taking account into her near zealous fixation on that little synagogue of Tiamat, or Temple of Tiamat, or however you want to call it, that was stuck in like the burbs.
She is pretty focused a bit on that too. Yeah.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with your actions. I'm just saying specifically relating into intelligence about Orzhov that kind of...
It's basically minimal. Yeah.
Well, who knows? Maybe you saw something out of the corner of your eye. That's why I'm getting you to roll. But I wanted to double check to make sure what it is specifically you were trying to...
Do you want it with disadvantage?
I want you to roll it, and I will base the DC off of what I know about the things that you've done.
History, so that's going to be... What's this? A 17.
A 17. Dangerous areas of the Orzhov Syndicate.
Then I will relay that information to the others, so...
The information that you know about the Orzhov is what I would consider anecdotal at best. You're aware that you should probably not be going into any of the banks with loose pocket change. And you really don't want to be going to any of their loan sharks or any of their auction houses or anything like that. Because that is where a lot of people end up in trouble, both financially and otherwise.
And do not be tempted by contract.
I mean, we have a lot of walking examples around your own cathedral as to why you shouldn't do that for sure. And I mean, the ghostly guards of the guildhouse headquarters there are also a pretty good testament as to why you don't make contracts with the Orzhov. So I'll leave that information sharing to you.
How generous.
I am quite generous. I'm pretty awesome.
Wow.
And very humble. And I never lie.
But yeah, Vazrate doesn't really have much to offer. Sorry, guys. I haven't done much scouting of them. But Vazrate could start.
Yes, that's why Mr. Carlos went there in the first place.
Yes.
Yes.
I am curious to how far their reach stretches about this city, though.
It stretches beyond.
Yes.
It is quite considerable.
Even concerned they're inside our
You
minds
were
as
there
we
at the
speak.
Senate meeting.
I was, but was also distracted. Don't give me that look.
My God, Lady Pinefall.
This entire council is just something.
Yes.
It's true. It was definitely something.
It lies in it lies in the balance of a razor's edge. We just need to make the right move for it to collapse favorably. So that good can come of this place, and it can be restored to order.
Well, I'm ready to get started, however, you require my assistance.
Yes, you seemed rather undecided. You seemed rather reluctant last time we spoke of this. Have you changed your mind?
Visiting the Orzhov?
Never mind, Lady Pinewall.
Some days I'm confused by you, Vinshenzo Cairona.
Don't worry, Miss Pinefall. The feeling is mutual.
Oh.
Things must be done to save the people here. You, being a follower of Bahamut, must agree.
I do.
Then it is decided.
Vazray looks to Carlos.
Carlos looks to Vazra.
What are you staring at?
You looked at me first.
Perfect.
Bitch.
Ah! Well, if there's nothing else to discuss, I think I'm going to go ahead and begin hiding my money, or what little is left of it.
You're afraid someone's going to rob you.
Surely Mr. Carlos would take good care of it.
I always take good care of money.
I suppose that is something that could be done. You have proven time and time again to be trustworthy. So you may absolutely have such thing, whatever meager belonging I have. And she is going to give you her coin purse.
Oh.
Oh.
And inside is only 21 gold and 6 silver.
Oh.
Oh.
Let me just write this down.
Is that a coin purse in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
It's cold.
It's cold.
Said 6 silver as well?
6 silver.
Can you warm up my roll of quarters?
Well, if you're that concerned, never fear. I will keep your money, however little there is of it, safe and sound.
I'll keep all 3 of your coppers safe.
I thank you. Made a note. If nobody else has anything to discuss, Vazray is going to begin walking off the ship and is going to go try find Coco.
Okay, good luck finding Coco.
Hell yeah.
Best I got for you is good luck.
Yeah,
I'm sure she'll turn up some point. I'm sure she'll show up.
It's so, like, late, right? Like, yeah.
You have some of the day. Yeah, you have a decent portion of the day still remaining, but it's in afternoon. Like there's not a whole lot of the day left.
Got
You
it.
can run an errand or two.
Carlos has run enough errands for one day.
Yeah.
Yes, we
What
must
does
rest.
Carlos intend to do instead of errand running?
He's going to just relax, perhaps, and maybe jot down some notes.
Oh. Well earned, I say.
Yes.
What does the rest of yonder crew wish to do with the rest of the day so that we're all on track?
For right now, I'm going to be flying around to try and see if I can find Coco.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and bring him back to the ship.
I'm still trying to get over the fact that Coco's a he.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Vazray tell us this?
You never asked.
True.
Well, that's an answer. I guess you never asked.
I never asked.
Yes.
So no one knows where Vazrai went. I hope that doesn't come along to bite anybody in the ass.
Lady Pinefall, are you about to fly around the city looking for your cat Coco?
Yes.
I don't
What
say
other-
that.
Oh, you bitch.
I don't
I
know.
I don't say that, my king. I don't say
How would
that.
I know what you're about to do?
Please don't fire me.
Absolute bitch.
I don't say that to my boss.
Better not. Idiot.
This is my subordinate, the dingus who lost her cat.
God, that'd be a hell of an introduction.
Coco is still out scouting for them nasty, wasty Tiamats.
You've done
And roll me just a big old perception check as you're wandering about the streets.
Big ol' perception check.
well.
Big one.
The ol' perception check.
God fucking damn it.
Big ol'.
Big ups.
I got a nat 1.
You find him.
Oh, there you
find
are.
Coco basking in the sun, close to what looks to be a shoemaker's shop.
Oh. Coco, what are you doing here?
Coco does not immediately respond to you.
Coco?
A cobbler.
Coco seems incredibly happy, just chillaxing on the table. And as you get a little bit closer, he purrs and chirrups as cats do and comes over and rubs against your leg and purrs and shows you his butthole because he's a cat.
Sounds accurate.
That's what they all like
You
to
need start
do.
petting Coco. What are you doing over here?
There, a nice young little girl comes out of the shop, noticing that you're interacting with a cat. And she says, "That's Mr. Beans. Mr. Beans is very nice."
Mr. Beans?
Yes, that's my cat, Mr. Beans.
I believe this is Coco. And Vazray is going to look to see if there's a collar on this cat.
Okay. There is no collar on this cat.
Seeing the little girl here, she decides to try another method. She is going to try and focus to see if she can focus on the link to Coco, provided he is within range.
Coco is not within range.
Vazray's eyes widen and then looks to the cat. Oh,
The cat looks at you, dead in the face.
Little girl, I do apologize. I do believe this is... I say little girl, even though this is a kobold saying this. I do believe this is, in fact, not Coco. This is Mr. Bean.
She proudly declares, "Yes, it's Mr. Beans."
Have a very, very lovely cat, ma'am.
I'm sure you'll find your cat soon.
He'll turn up around here somewhere. He always does. It's just that... Oh, he probably went chasing mice again.
Cats do that.
They do. Well,
Well, in the meantime, if you need a friend who's a cat, you can always visit Mr. Beans.
I will certainly keep that in mind. Thank you. But I really must be finding my cat Coco. And
Okay.
Vazray's going to go ahead and pet Mr. Bean one more time. And say farewell to the little girl as well as the cat. And we're going to go ahead and begin walking off and eventually fly away.
We're gonna go ahead and get right the hell out of here.
No, Vazray didn't feel awkward about it. Just more of like, oh, damn it, wrong cat.
Bother, what a waste of time. Totally understood.
Yeah, easy to make the mistake. I'm glad that, like the mother or something didn't like come out and it's like, don't talk to that. Don't talk to that thing over there. It's like, my heart.
That would have been funny.
My
I don't
little
know where
wizard
that's
lady.
been.
I don't know where that's been. Get away from that stranger. Like, what the fuck?
True.
Strange creature.
These things, they are all true.
And half plate.
Okay. Would you like to continue searching for Coco?
Vazray is going to continue searching for Coco. How late is it?
It's the end of the working day, but the sun, well, there's no sun. The great eye of horrible audaciousness has not dimmed in the sky.
So it's a pretty night. We didn't do much better. We got a 9 this time.
We got a 9.
Considering the
Better than
city,
a 1.
That's true. Roll me a 1d4.
1d4.
Yeah, you heard me.
Did he stutter?
A 2. Okay.
Oh.
Takes you 2 hours of searching, and finally find Coco.
To double check to make sure this is the right cat, I tried to use the telepathic link.
You link telepathically. Your cat is staring at you.
Coco, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Meow.
Hopefully you have had a good day. But
Meow.
it's time for you to come home for a bit.
Heck yeah. Yeah, Coco will come home with you.
And I am willing to walk back with the cat. I'm not going to fly.
Okay, you walk, do not fly back with your cat.
Correct.
All right. And you arrive at the HMCS PST Fortune after dark. Night has rolled in.
Hell yeah.
And as you return to the docks through the gates, of which your pass allows you to return, you reach your ship with no extra issues.
Good. I'm glad.
Me too.
The moment I get back to the ship, I am going to snuggle in bed with Coco, and we are going to
Aww.
rest the night. Might as well take it.
Okay. I believe that is all of the nightly activities.
That's all I had to do, at least for right now.
Perfect. Okay. In which case, I see no reason not to go to the next day.
Hooray.
Hooray.
It's morning.
You wake up.
now.
It's the morning. You all had a sleep. You had a little nappy nap.
Fun.
And Coco's back.
Ragus,
Oh.
fetch me breakfast.
Oh, Ragus will absolutely make everybody breakfast.
Wait, what time is it?
It's morning time.
It's morning now.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I needed to listen to that. I needed to fucking hear it.
oh! I thought that was Seeker who did that, not you.
Seeker did do it, but he knew exactly what I was going for.
Ah, okay.
I needed to fucking hear it.
I see. There's an unwritten,
It's morning now.
message. It is morning. Now. Right now.
Good.
Right now, it's morning.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. What do, fellas?
Well, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and have breakfast. And
Yeah, breakfast.
see if the others are awake.
The others.
I'll let the others decide whether or not they're awake.
Carlos is awake.
I don't sleep. I'm an owl.
I am ever wakeful.
I swear, when I see you two elves, I think you guys are like owls, staring at me when I sleep. And then wondering, are you awake yet?
Your flawed form requires you to rest.
That is an interesting way to put it, Vinshenzo.
You live such short lives, and yet you sleep away half of them.
Yes. Or maybe I just like seeing dreams and all of that. Get to think of the mountain, get to think of the forests, the everything. Feels nice.
Sounds pleasant, actually.
It does. But instead we are here in this bustling city, which actually is a little bit... I mean, it's certainly a nice change of pace from the sea.
I mean, technically, you're on the sea looking
We
at
are
a city.
on the ship right now.
Yes. But all we could see before was nothing but the sea in every direction.
Yes. And this place
You can tell Vazra is a career soldier because all she does is bitch and moan.
Even
I've never
compared to Sanctuary, this place is quite small.
I've never seen so much water in one place.
This is a really big lake.
Something Carlos said to me yesterday made it occur to me. Perhaps there's a way to return.
Return.
To our old realms. World.
Was
How
it
do you know
not
it even exists?
Was it not
I-
Timora that told us that they were gone? Or even Bahamut?
I don't know. I do not speak to him.
Hmm.
Perhaps I should start.
Yes, I'd like to file a complaint against your champion. They're quite small-minded, you see.
Damn.
Damn. I didn't even say it.
Yes. But yes, I believe there is still work to do involving the Orzhov.
There is always work to be done.
In that case, where should we begin? Otherwise, I think we may have to go and do a little bit of scouting and walking about town.
Yes.
Any objection to me doing this?
Perhaps Mr. Carlos's idea would work out well. If we demand to seek the Orzhov in their guild, perhaps we would be taken there as guests and avoid any danger that lurked. Well, for someone such as Carlos in disguise, walking as a commoner, or however he infiltrated their lair.
I must ask,
I'll, of
Carlos,
course.
how did you manage to get away from all of your guardians?
Simple disguise is all it takes.
I wonder if I were to change my appearance, would they leave me alone?
Well, as long as they don't see you leave the ship, because I do believe they're permanently outside, are they not?
I do believe they are. Every morning.
Yes, you'd
Every
have
day.
to, find a way to sneak away without them noticing.
I might have a suggestion, but I think he couldn't be asked to do it.
What would that be?
Couldn't we ask Nephis to help us get us off?
In what manner?
Oh my.
Those spells
Oh.
that allow you to sneak away.
Oh yeah. Oops.
Oh, he would have
Mr.
to be.
Nephis help get us off.
Oh,
I'm sorry. No, that's definitely on me. Sorry.
Mr. Nephis, could you please get me off?
You spit into the ocean and then say, "I'm busy," and continue fishing.
he just look at Bazra and be like, "Gross."
No, he wouldn't even say anything. He'd just kind of give her a look and then just go back to his fishing, just ignoring it.
I don't think you would get a look. I think you'd just get a grunt. I don't think
Yeah.
he would even bother
Yeah.
turning his head.
Yeah, see, exactly. Yeah, he'd just ignore it, just say, like, "Yep. I don't know why these guys are on my ship."
They're so strange, little creatures.
Yes.
Are you guys back in conference room B, or are you like standing out enjoying the nice salty sea air? Cause
Conference room B, as far as I'm aware.
yeah, with breakfast.
With you, I'm in
of course.
conference room A.
Oh, that's conference room A is currently full of fish.
Oh.
For
Yeah,
the evening meal.
He's with fish.
It's with Fish right now. Can you please join conference room B? For me to get the Teams link? Okay, enough of that joke. Okay. For anybody who's curious, when you look out off the ship, there are nowhere near as many guards today as there usually are.
Thou.
There is one very familiar individual, Miss Pinefall.
Oh yeah.
Very familiar winged smoking individual.
Oh, the angel. Well, I wouldn't mind seeing them, but if I were to go talking to them, then I'd know that
You don't
I'd
have
be...
to. I'm just letting you know that that's the guard duty for today. Less guards and also some familiar faces.
Oh, I know. It's just Vasri is kind of half interested in even seeing them again, so...
Okay. Well,
It's like
I'll
we kind of
allow
wanna
you to
sneak
carry on.
off. It's like we want to sneak off, but at the same time, we also kind of like this person.
You guys are able to plan around the situation now that you have a little bit more of an idea of what's going on outside the ship immediately.
You may want to tuck away that little gift of yours. Your friend here may be wishing to collect.
Do you think so?
Perhaps.
Part of me wonder if she's specifically here for me, with intent in case I fly somewhere.
Living in high society, Miss Lady Pinefall, I know you may not be as accustomed to it as I am, but you get very used to people approaching you with their hands out.
Is that so?
Yes.
DM, when I look back, does the angel have her arms behind her back?
Well, she's got one hand in a pocket and the other hand on a pipe. Smoking said pipe.
Oh god, she's got a gun.
She got a gun!
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Freaking
Crazy
holy
bitch of an angel has a gun!
She's got a gun. maybe Vincenzo's right. Shit. Shit. Vasri thinks that she understands at least what he's trying to tell her here. But for the time being...
It wasn't even a riddle.
Are you sure that it is even necessary? I mean, Carlos has done so well to hide it.
Wait, does Carlos have it now? I thought you had it.
I have it. He helped put a hiding spot.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Perhaps Mr. Carlos's craftsmanship will suffice.
It is Carlos's craftsmanship, and therefore I trust it. Well, to a degree, of course.
I may be king, but I do not intend to lord over you and dictate your actions.
Yes, I would imagine that my presence would tire you much too. Well, yes.
It is not that. While we are out and about, I believe we should be equals.
My lord, what are you saying? You wish to be equals? This is just...
Yes.
Now, why would you suggest something like this?
Because, Lady Pinefall, you and I together is better than me alone. Same for the rest of us.
That is very thoughtful, Vin.
I value your opinions, or your thoughts.
I thank you. But
It is most prudent for the survival of ourselves as well as Sanctuary that we all work together.
I see no reason to hide this So it will remain hidden on my person for now. After all,
I see no reason to hide this, so I will keep it hidden. Okay.
on my person.
Very well. Who is speaking in riddles now?
Exactly. Gotta throw you for a loop.
We are looking, Miss Pinefall, for people lifting boxes and not bending their knees.
Scandalous.
I see you've come.
He's lost it.
Sorry.
It's over.
I see you've chosen to come adventuring without a lift belt on.
Well, you see, I only had 21 gold. I don't think I can afford one. We were just kind of going without one.
Yes, we have one that the company provides, but it's all sweaty and gross.
Oh no!
Remember, you can only order one as a replacement every 2 years. Other than that, you must spend your own coin.
Vincenzo, did you happen?
They only last 6 months.
Was this from the salvage of that goblin facility? I don't know. They moved a lot of shit around.
Those goblins were wearing lift belts. Okay, I'm so
Goodness me.
sorry.
Look, a distraction.
ADD.
Yes. I wonder if there's a way that I could sneak off. Because the only person that I'm aware of that is capable of sneaking off this boat is, quite frankly, Carlos.
Truly the only classic kobold amongst the bunch.
Yes.
I am quite capable, but I do not want to go to fellow Drow as a intruder.
Well, as it was discussed last night, perhaps the art of disguise could help. Could simply
Yes.
disguise over your current attire, and when we get to that point, may dispose of your disguise or hide your disguise, whatever you wish. I'm sure Carlos knows of something.
Yeah, I mean, if he is concerned about getting there incognito, but wanting to show up as in his usual attire, all he needs to do is just pack it away in his backpack.
He doesn't want to get rid of his suit jacket.
Yes, it has my special pocket.
Yes. He doesn't want to get rid of it.
Not to worry. I can I'll get something ready for you lot.
I can provide a disguise for myself that will more than suffice for our purposes if the time
Very well.
comes.
And
Then I will
Carlos,
prepare something for Vazra and perhaps Paelias?
I should hope so.
Yeah,
Carlos.
I think
Okay.
it would be appreciated.
Very well then.
if you can't sneak the half plate in, if it must be left here, then I can go without armor. I have alternatives.
Well, I can perhaps try to craft a disguise around the plate armor.
You could try.
I could disguise Miss Pinefall with trickery.
Perhaps both combined will have a greater effect.
What kind of trickery?
The kind that you've become accustomed to.
The tricksy kind.
No. Don't you dare.
What are
Don't
my.
you do it.
do what, Miss
Turns her
Pinefall?
into a rat.
You're gonna turn me into a rat, aren't you?
polymorph her into an elven child.
You're gonna turn me into a freaking suit jacket pocket rat, aren't you?
It's been my dream to carry my entire party in my pocket.
Special jacket pocket.
Oh, look, I'm in need of assistance. Starts pulling the party out of his pocket. Just
Throwing them at things.
yeah,
This sounds like a problem for
Dude.
Carlos. Carlos, I choose you!
freaking hot drop over here.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, I mean, I can cast Reduce on Vastra and she becomes tiny.
I'm already tiny. Oh,
Oh,
I can cast invisibility.
Well,
Look, all I need to know is how many disguises I'm making.
seems like 3.
How would you like to
One
be
for me,
disguised
please.
as plain as the air that you breathe right now?
I'm indifferent to it. I'd even be willing to even give it a try.
Yes. It would last an hour. If you needed something longer than that, I'd have to get a little more creative, and I know you don't quite care for those kind of results, so I will only resort to it if it is truly necessary.
Thankfully, I think all we need is an hour. Especially if the disguises come along nicely.
Let's hope.
I would even be willing to potentially consider it.
Yes.
Possibly.
Well then, Carlos, what is it that you require?
I just I will just need you both present so that I can make sure that it is fitted correctly.
Well, you have me here. I'm willing to begin right here and now.
Then follow me, and I will get underway crafting a disguise.
Vasray is going to follow.
Paelias will also follow.
Oh, yeah.
Can I?
Carlos, you have been followed.
I guess I'll craft the disguises now.
What were you going to say, Seeker?
Can I determine, or would I have been told, or can I determine the manner of? Well, I know the manner of authority, but I would like to know, like, the justice system and what kind of laws rule this city.
For sure. So, is this something that you just get to ask for free as part of like a thing, or would you like to roll a history for that?
I'll go up to a guard, I guess. Or
No, I'm just curious.
the
I'm just
lady.
curious if
Sure, I'll roll history if you want.
no, if you're gonna go up and ask somebody, that makes life easy. Just
Yes.
history might give you other answers.
Okay, I'll do both.
I like that.
That is a 15 for history.
Okay. And you're gonna ask a person.
Yes. What do I recollect?
Okay, so we'll go with the guard person first, and this also will follow with your history roll. So you were aware of the fact that the big old guild pact from the original plane of Ravnica is what dictates the laws. And law enforcement amongst the Azorius Senate with the arresters, whatever the hell, the arresters who are the policemen, they use magic, specifically law mages, use magic that is tied to the guild pact. So if you are breaking the law, they can magically restrain you based off of the fact that you are, like, essentially going against what the actual laws that the guild pact has passed. So it's like a magically binding law as long as you're within the the domain of the Ravnikins, then you can be upheld to that. So your law enforcement is twofold. One fold being the arresters, who are, your guards, your police officers, your stuff. They're not so much going up against the crazy, nasty wizards and stuff like that. And then you have the magical law enforcement, which do go up against the wizards, and they can restrain you, and they can essentially make you incredibly cooperative in the sense that you are unable to resist when they arrest you for going to jail. The reason why you're getting a history roll versus talking to a person is because you recall Ragus mentioning to you at one point in time that he's pretty certain that the power, like the restraining powers of the Guild Pact, is not actually as potent or as concrete as they might have been back in their old world, the original realm of Ravnica, where the source of the power of the Guild Pact still lies. Because they're so far away from there, they're in a different realm, they're cut off from the original source of that power. He thinks that the effectiveness of the Guild Pact in terms of the law enforcement side of things, their ability to enforce the law has been hindered somewhat, he believes. The Guard would never say this. The Guard tells you all about we enforce our laws as to this and that. In the absence of the centralizing magical force of the Guild Pact, it is the Council, the Senate whom you guys had met. Those are the guys that ratify and decide what can or cannot be legal when they render a judgment. So the judgment is what enters law. So for instance, like if you steal, a bunch of cats, they'd be the one that decides that stealing cats are illegal. And then once stealing cats is considered illegal, that would join into the Guild Pact's magical power of law enforcement. So that's how it works. If that makes sense.
Gotcha. What kind of, I know you said like magical imprisonment and like some kind of coercive magic are used, but what kind of punishments are issued? Like, are there fines? Do I get thrown in the stocks?
It depends on the nature of your crime. You can get thrown in prison. You can pay a fine if it's like a misdemeanor. It depends on the type of crime.
Roger that.
What about capital punishment?
Well, generally, if you're taken in alive, it depends. That would end up being a decision of the Guild Pact at that point in time. Like the Senate would decide whether or not capital punishment is necessary if they choose to go that route.
So, like, fines and then imprisonment for more serious.
Yep, and fines for your misdemeanors, for your felonies would be imprisonment, and then for like more serious, let's say like capital crimes, we'll call them, like big shit. It would be like straight to the Supreme Court, finding guilty, and you get a decision by the like actual Senate themselves. Will sit down and be like, how are we gonna fucking punish this guy? Special meeting of the government to decide how fucked you are.
Hell yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
How are those disguises coming along?
Yes. What did I make you roll last week? I think it was deception for the quality of each disguise. Yes, it was.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Hell yeah, he's
Sounds
good at
to him,
that.
as one for
Do
each.
you want me to roll just once, or do you want me to roll for each one?
One for each, because they're three incredibly different creatures.
Okay, who am I doing first?
Bazra is here first.
Okay,
The
Vazrai.
seamster decides.
Okay, wow, hers is really good. That's a 27.
Oh yeah.
You already have experience making kobold disguises.
This is true.
Is this disguised with the half plate?
I think with a 27 DM, I should be able to manage that.
Oh yeah.
You're disguised as somebody who's not a kobold, potentially wearing half plate. That's not looking Bahamut. Or however you want to make it, but I think a 27 is fine. I mean, the point is disguising her as not Vazrai, right?
Yeah.
So
Even
that
with the wings,
so that
you're
nobody
fine.
can identify that it's her. So I would in my mind's eye consider altering the appearance of the armor, whether it's like creatively concealing the symbols or altering the whatever in such a way that it disproportions her form in terms of her silhouette and other things to make her unidentifiable. So with the 27, absolutely, you can still have your armor on.
Outstanding. Okay, who am I doing next?
I think Paelias
Come on, step
followed-
right up.
I think
You
Paelias
too.
followed behind.
Alright, I'll do Paelias next.
Hell yeah.
I want a tiger on my left cheek.
Alright, his is an unnatural 20.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
And then last,
Sorry, I don't have as much experience with elves. Alright, and then last is Vinshenzo. His is the worst one, and 19.
He's too extravagant. Look at him. He's beautiful.
skin color is too black for me,
Yeah.
Vincenzo.
Jesus Christ.
Your extravagance is hard to mask, my lord.
Yes.
Are you removing anything unique there, Paelias / Vincenzo? Things, magical armor and glamour weave, things that might make disguises a little bit harder to pull off?
No. I didn't
Okay.
even want a disguise.
I mean, you
If
got
I
one
need to
anyway.
remove my robe, I will, but I'd prefer it if he can make
Thank you,
If it
Mr.
can stay.
Carlos.
in the
Sounds-
disguise.
I hope I
Sounds
won't be
like-
needing it.
Sounds like you're all pretty goodly set. 27, a 20, and a 19. So I have those written down, but just for the concept of that is if somebody's trying to figure out who you are and they outroll the that deception, which basically Vazrai will never be found, then life is pretty good. I mean, everything's pretty high. And for you, Carlos, I still have your two older previous disguises. You have one that's a 19 and one that's a 27 or some shit like that.
Which is which?
Your commoner. Oh no, sorry. It was you had a commoner disguise, and you just put it on a second time, and you got extra super fucking good because you had to reapply the disguise, and it rolled again. Noted down a second time. Your super commoner disguise is the one that you do good, but if you apply it, you'd have to roll again.
Oh, I guess I'm applying it. See what we get this time. Wow. Okay. So that one is 27.
God damn, these kobolds.
Kobolds are easy. They're small.
Yeah.
Not as
Less
much to
fabric.
hide.
Perfect. So we got two 27s, a 20, and a 19. Sounds like we're all disguised up.
Discount vagabonds coming up.
I'm not wearing a disguise.
He's disguising himself as Vinshenzo Cairona.
I will keep it handy if I need it, but I will not approach the Drow as an intruder.
He is ambassador.
We only need it to escape, to leave the ship without the guards following us. Once we're down in the Undercity, I'm sure you can return to your usual splendor.
I can make do. Fine, Mr. Carlos, have it your way. I will equip the disguise.
I only want what's best for you, then.
Hell yeah.
Okay, what do?
I follow Mr.
I
Carlos's
suppose now-
lead.
Yeah, we're gonna sneak away, and we're gonna go into the city, and we're going to go down the lift and go to where the wagon led last time.
Vin, you said that you were not disguising yourself unless you absolutely had to.
He's wearing it right now, but
I'm
he wants to
wearing
remove
right
it once we.
now.
But he doesn't want to
Okay.
wear it when he's talking with the Drow.
So the four of you exit the HMCS-TSPS Fortune, and you descend Gangplank to get onto the shore, disguised perfectly as strangers, the four of you. And the angel walks up, and she gives you a nod and a wink, and she
Oh.
says, "Oh, going somewhere today, are we?"
I knew that would.
Vazray says nothing. Carlos is probably the one handling the conversation. He's good at talking.
Just going to get a few supplies for the lords.
A few supplies for the lords, eh? Well, don't get yourself in too much trouble there, not a lord. And she gives you a big wink. You know. And she just looks at the taller of the two taller figures as opposed to the two smaller figures, because y'all haven't disguised your fucking height at all. That's not a dig. It's kind of hard to mistake to bring a kobold up to elf height. And she says, "There's
What if I
always
put
watching you."
Vazray on my shoulders?
3 kobolds in a trench coat. It's fine.
Hell yeah.
She tells you that there are other eyes that are watching you around, and not all of them are unfriendly. And she gives you a wink and says that if you're ever in trouble, just come into the light, but try not to get in trouble. And she'll walk off.
Oh, that's good news at least.
Let's be off before another fellow shows up to insult my work.
Did you really sneak into the Undercity, or was that?
Silence, Vinshenzo.
Silence, Vinshenzo.
I must say, this isn't going very well.
You guys get to the main gate, the front, the arch entry. Where's my little map thing? This one.
Oh, did you forge papers for the rest of us?
Nope, he didn't. It's too late. You're at the archway now.
Oh, we're at the archway now.
The customs entry spot, and y'all line up to go in the regular non-VIP entrance. And the first person up, seeing as it's already been stated, he's leading the group, but the first person up is Carlos, and he's asked to present his peppers, please.
Does so.
Everything checks out. You are allowed to pass through. Who's up next?
We were not
That's
given
right.
papers, correct?
No, you were given disguises, though.
Come on, Chris. You're killing me here.
Hey, level 14.
Vazray is going to walk up.
What is she gonna do?
You are asked for your papers, please,
Papers.
by the Azorius guard.
She, thanks to herself, just begins patting herself over just a little bit. I believe I forgot them. I may have to go get them.
The Azorius, who's not very impressed looking Vidalkin, similar to the species of Collins, looks down her nose at you through half-moon spectacles and says, "Yes, well, that would be for the best."
Oh, they're with me. Allow me to vouch for them.
And who are you to be vouching for anybody else? Says the Vidalkin without even turning around.
Oh, you already saw my papers.
Yes, your papers are good for you. Now please, continue on your business, or feel free to wait out here with the rest.
Oh, well, it hardly makes sense to go on without them, so I suppose we'll be back once we retrieve their papers.
Oh, I'm sorry, friend. I can't believe I forgot my papers.
Yes, how dare you?
I-
Wasting our time. Let's go.
Yes. Let's return.
Yes.
By the gods.
Let's return.
Forge more papers.
Yeah, Vazray just over here. It's like I'm trying my best to play a story.
Actually, did I see when Vazray was ahead of me? And remembering I am taller.
You are taller.
I'm unusually lanky for an elf, which are quite lanky as it is.
You're the lankiest of lanks.
I will. Did the Dalkin woman handle the papers at all?
She, Carlos's papers were. I'm assuming Carlos would have like held them out, like opened them or done something, because they're fucking papers, not like a little wallet. So she would have like given them a cursory glance if she was able to see them, like, you know, see the full information. She's not gonna touch them unless you give her like a crumpled up piece of paper. But when Carlos walked through, she did not physically touch them.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh no.
I mean, so far it's only the two kobolds who have been caught.
Yeah, am I like being pushed forward in a line, or am I just like in a general like group of people waiting to go through?
There's a line, it's not super busy, you're the next up. Unless Paelias wants to be the next up, but the two of you are left to go through the checkpoint.
I will casually strike a cigarette and step out of line while I pause to smoke, and I'll roll deception if you want me to put on a air of nonchalantness and not like, oh shit, I forgot my papers, panicking and looking at Carlos.
I won't make you roll for that. I think you're pulling off smoking a cigarette just as fine as any human being or elf.
He's loitering now.
Yeah.
No lollygagging.
I step out of line and just kind of stroll through the plaza a little bit and find my way back to the ship.
All right,
Follow.
Paelias. Paelias follows. Okay, that's not suspicious at all.
But what? Following the other elf next to me?
No,
Get
not
lost.
that. It's just all four just. Oh, somebody forgot their paper. Everybody just vanishes.
Yes.
I went to great lengths to be like, oh, I'm actually not
totally.
ready
No,
to
you
go
guys,
through.
You guys are doing fine. You guys are doing great. You're fine. It's a big public space. Not a lot of people. It's not like you're the only four people that are standing there. Like there's other things to be looked at. You're fine.
I'm subtracting
Vazray.
my tobacco.
Once they get away, Vazray looks to Carlos for a moment. I'm sorry. That's right. We probably needed those.
Yes, it's with all the excitement of making disguises, it slipped my mind. I don't usually get to do disguises for other people.
I must say, this one is actually rather comfy. And really,
Yes, I do have a bit of experience now.
it's quite nice.
Well, seeing as we've already been identified as interlopers more than once, may I perhaps provide a solution to the checkpoint?
What would that be?
And this may help us avert any further
please.
glances from unwanted attention.
Oh, please, Mr. Vinshenzo.
Speak your mind.
Perhaps what you might as well do is they're already expecting me to come back with papers.
Yes.
Why not just simply turn into an owl like you did last time?
Why do that when I can safely and quickly transport us into the inner city?
Surely they have some sort of magic suppression to keep such a thing from occurring, do they not?
But the
That is a
magic,
good question.
the magic would be happening back on the ship.
Oh, well, I don't claim to understand magic as well as you.
I'm very curious to the kind of magic in which you have here. I'm willing to see this.
I think good fortune will find us.
Let's give it a try.
Let's get back to the ship.
Well, I suppose I'll still work on some papers in our downtime.
Yes.
Never hurts to have them in just in case.
How long will it take to make the papers?
Let me recollect.
Let me also recollect.
And did you encounter any other checkpoints on your way to the Undercity?
No, that was the only one, other than, of course, you know, the gates that I had to bypass. But that was only when I reached the Drow area.
I'm probably referring, Carlos, specifically to those gates. While I know you didn't go through them, most likely, were they requiring papers?
Seemed like a private area. I'm not sure if papers would have helped.
I don't remember how you got into that place. I remember you just. Oh yeah, that's right. You mixed in with a bunch of workers, right?
Yeah, to get into the lift, I just got in with a bunch of workers. Then to get into the actual complex, I went through a pipe.
See this random kobold amongst them. The workers all look at you. Hi, I'm new here.
Jeez, I know how to blend.
I am
Just like
Kobold
casual.
Commoner 1367.
It's true. Okay, you guys get back to the ship. The Angel is still hanging out with the few attendants. And she gives you a nod and a wink as you head towards the gangplank and says, "Hope you had fun doing your errands. The lords are still on the ship."
Yes, we have made arrangements for supplies to be delivered to this ship.
Oh, how fortunate. Have a good day.
We are paid well so that we may arrange for delivery instead of having to heft it ourselves.
We have a click list.
Less is more.
Nephis,
She gives you all a collective wink and lets you go about your business.
Captain Nephis has Amazon Prime.
God damn it.
I'm sorry.
We make exclusive use of Uber Eats.
He likes to order from the captain's quarters.
Carlos, make the papers. We don't know if we'll need them again.
Yes, I will. It will take X number of hours to complete.
Yes. That
So you
makes
keep about an hour.
sense.
An hour for 3 sets of papers?
An hour for one set of paper, 3 hours for the full.
1 hour per. It's very delicate work to make sure they aren't identified as forgeries.
I've seen you work, Mr. Carlos.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a compliment.
You have proficiency with thieves' tools.
Yeah.
Forgery kit.
Yes.
So you can roll with your proficiency for each of them to solidify the validity of your document.
Fast race willing to be first again.
Okay, so it's just D20 plus proficiency.
D20
It
plus
would
proficiency.
be a stat also, but
We are
It's determined by the GM.
We are still
what-
welcome here as guests, so time is not an issue.
Would it be dexterity then? That would make
I
the
was-
most sense to me.
I was looking at it and it gave me a different answer
Or
than the thing that I
intelligence?
Google.
From my understanding, is tools because they have a broader use. What stat they're based on is different depending on the case. Like for example, if you're doing if you're like rolling with a tool for like standard work, it's intelligence.
What are the tools
But,
called? Hold on.
Forgery kit. It's just proficiency with that, but I'm just double checking to make absolutely certain I'm not fucking something up.
1 second.
Using a stat would be nice because proficiency
Intelligence.
is just +5.
Intelligence would be the one that you're using for that, I think.
Okay. Be +7, which is better than nothing. Alright, let's
So
see.
it does give examples of various stats.
Okay, so the first one, okay, that's 17.
Yeah, to imitate
Who's cheaper for those?
to imitate a wax seal would be a
that's right.
DC 20 according to Xanathar's.
Does it have a wax seal on the papers?
You're just using the random, the normal documents in order to do like commoner stuff, right? You're not doing the
Yeah.
VIP shit,
Yep.
so it's not so bad. There's no wax seals or special pendants or anything like that.
To mimic...
So Vazdrai's
Oh.
and Paelias's are 17. Vinshenzo's is 24.
Amazing.
I put extra effort into yours, my lord.
My lord.
It's according to Xanathar's, to mimic 10 or fewer words of someone else's handwriting is DC 15.
Proficiency is 78. I just wanted to see what they do for the rolls.
If you have proficiency with a
find
tool, add your proficiency bonus to any ability check you make. If you have proficiency in a skill that's used with that check, you have advantage on the check too.
Got it.
What
Found
I could find at the end of the tool description.
I think I like all of the information that's been presented. I think based off of Chill's finding, which matches what my desire is, which is the fact that Carlos got to use his intelligence modifier for making his forgery. I'm happy with that. With the DC, I have the section pulled up on Xanathar's guide, so thank you for that, Seeker. And I'm using that as a basis for my DCs, which is good. The document you're making, Carlos, the 3 types of documents that you're making, or the 3 that you're making for each of your friends, is effectively just a passport.
Okay.
This is just a regular common folk passport. It's not magically fuddle-duddled or anything like that. And you don't have to worry about crazy wax seals or any stupid bullshit like that.
Copy that.
So I'm happy with the results. I'm happy with the information I received as well. Thank you both for providing me that. That was good. I like that information. It's solid. So you have, after 3 hours, you have 3 sets of passports, 1 for each of your friends.
Excellent.
Carlos, you said mine was 17?
Yes.
Okay.
We 17 in this house.
We 17 passports. I have that noted in my notes for note-taking purposes. Oh, I was stupid and I never wrote down what your forged documents quality was.
I don't remember.
You mind rolling me one?
Oh.
Sure. Unnatural 20 for mine.
Okay. We're not taking time for that. You already have them, but now we have a good number because you forgot and I forgot. I think that's fair. And you got a fucking 20, so like that's pretty good shit.
It's pretty good.
good.
Pretty good shit.
Pretty good.
As
Pretty
long
good.
as you don't come up against like the obsessive compulsive, like super eye for detail guard on duty for that one day. I think you should be fine.
I wonder if he'll make an appearance.
Better not.
I don't have
Yeah.
he doesn't exist other than theoretically. I'm thinking what happens when the bare bones guard nat 20s his check for the passports. That's what I was alluding to. Because that could happen.
Theoretically, we could run into trouble.
Theoretically, but that would never happen with the vagabonds. Speaking of, so you have spent 3 hours. You have your passports. You have your disguises.
Yes.
It is late in the morning.
So what is this plan that you have then?
Why, to simply arrive in the inner city.
And how do you plan to do that? Wait. No, you wouldn't plan to do that again, would you?
Do what again, Lady Pinefall? You worry too much.
Well, maybe it wasn't you that did it, but I simply reminded myself of the time that we were in the abyss and we just fell out of the sky.
That was an extreme circumstance, and I shan't do such a thing again.
I understand.
Unless under extreme circumstances.
Unless under extreme circumstances.
Obviously.
It is not wise to trifle with the subjects of gods.
And gravity.
Especially her subjects. Now gather round, Lady Pinefall, Mr. Paelias, Mr. Carlos.
Yes.
Vazra gets close.
Get close.
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 Vin will take out his lute and begin playing a wonderful, but brief melody, and casts Word of Recall.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh wait, it's just vocal components. Never mind. I whisper
You don't want to
word.
thematically?
I whisper words of Sylvan, and usher in the good fortune of the smiling lady. And we arrive at the Temple of Timora, where I set my recall point in the inner city.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
I wonder
Well-
if there's people around.
Yeah, there's a few priests of a few followers of Timora, ones who have already seen you in this temple, and when you pop out of thin air in the courtyard, a little cloister there, they just give you a smile and a wink.
Even with our disguises?
You've popped into the cloister of the good lady, the smiling lady.
Fair enough.
Clearly,
Why is everyone winking at us, Mr. Carlos?
Why is everybody doing this?
We are pilgrims from far away.
who just plopped out of nowhere.
Yes.
Dead air.
Very far away.
Anyways, your presence is noticed but not commented on, nor does it aggravate anybody.
How many priests or people are around?
3.
I will flick a gold coin to each of them, and
Oh.
I say, I say, here's an offering for good fortune that the wrong words do not be spoken.
They tell you that they've seen nothing here other than pilgrims enjoying a visit to the shrine,
Good.
and they carry on with their business.
Well, lead on, Mr. Carlos. I mean, Mr. whatever it is your your fake
Mr.
name
Underhill.
is.
Whatever your name, I forget. It's not important.
His name is Mr. Big.
He's the notorious B.I.G.
Mr. Big,
yes,
if you would
This way.
please.
Shit, this is canon now.
I'm sorry, Carlos. I'm sorry, you're a big kobold. I have to.
Okay, so you're gonna make your way
Elevator.
to the elevator. It's on the north side of the city. You guys are on the south. It's gonna take you a little bit. It's past noon by the time you get there. Early afternoon. But you get there.
Hell yeah.
And
No guards bother us.
do what?
Thankfully, no guards bother us along the way.
Unless you give them cause. Do you give them cause to bother you?
Fuck
Never.
no.
Never. You're upstanding citizens who would never break the law.
Never.
Correct.
What do you mean?
You're
We're
just
not
cosplaying.
citizens.
You're going to a convention. So you make it to the big ass courtyard in front of the ginormous elevator, and there are no armored carts this time or wagons, but you do see, apart from the usual gang of workers getting ready to go down and do their shift of doing whatever they do, you see a gaggle of a dozen Golgari guildsmen, accompanied by, confer with my notes here. Aha. Three very suave-looking gentlemen in very suave attire, good, high-quality, nicely threaded, rich people robes. And they descend on the elevator. You must wait a beautiful 10 minutes for the next elevator to come up.
Oh my!
And the
what
next,
marvelous technology.
The next chunk of unwashed masses sort of sidles up and gets ready to go down. And then the 10 minutes goes by, and then the elevator's there, and you get to file on. And then you go down. And it takes, 10 minutes of descending into this ginormous cavern that kind of partially hides the ruined city underneath. And as your eyes adjust to the gloom, you can fully appreciate the moldy, rubble-strewn, fungus-filled depths that is the darkness of the Undercity. And you reach the bottom. Oh,
Yeah.
Fazri stays quiet as she scans her surroundings.
So around you, aside from a patrol of arresters who are just sort of there to maintain public order in this very exposed public transit point, and there's not really a whole lot of other people. The batch of workers have already done their exchange. The men that have come down into the Undercity have already disappeared off in the darkness as they got down here 10 minutes prior. And of course you missed the other shift who are now up above in the surface. You probably passed them. Probably didn't wave because they're unwashed masses. So it's a fairly empty spot right now, aside from the handful of patrols. You can hear, just as plain hearing, the sound of living things existing in the ruined Undercity around you. That is the harder shadows where the sun's light does not touch. Is where the noises are coming from. These creatures don't seem too fond of coming into the light.
I wonder if we should have packed a flashlight. I'm sorry.
You should have, maybe. Who knows? I mean, half the party.
I know the best way to keep them away. Pulls out a flashlight, turns it on the brightest setting, and points it at them.
Do you look into the flashlight while turning it on to make sure that it works first, so that you blind yourself immediately?
Ah,
Reminds
It's
me
too
of
amazing.
home. It's quite comforting. Feels like years ago.
Carlos,
Stayed
sir,
Yes.
I believe you are most familiarly acquainted to this place.
Yes, I'm going to lead them to the gate.
To the gate.
Yeah. Right?
Let's go to the
Am I
gate.
wrong?
I don't know. I've just asked because do you want to go to the gate or do you want to go to the pipe?
I'll go to the pipe first.
You
I'll
want to go
show
to the
them.
pipe?
I'll show them the gate from a distance. Like that's the gate, but I'll
There's the gate.
go
It's
to the
over
pipe
there.
because that's where I'm going to be entering. Where Carlos is going to be entering.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because the approach differs slightly when you go to the pipe. Less Golgari guards,
Yes.
of which, once again, there are none when you arrive at the pipe. Crazy to think that nobody has thought of securing this pipe.
Fools.
Truly, they do not know. They do not know their own home base. So you're at the pipe. If we all recall, the pipe is extended up the side of a cliff wall. I believe it was 20 feet. It is a 10-foot... Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
What were you going to say?
I think you're about to say it.
20 feet up in the air. It's a 10-foot diameter pipe, and it is jutting out... yeah, this is the one that's jutting out 5 feet from the wall.
Yeah.
The scene is set. Take it away, my children.
Copy that.
There's no super map for this yet, but there will be.
Rather,
This is the way that I went. It'll take quite a bit of stealth. So if that is not your strong suit, I highly recommend that you tag along with Vinshenzo. It would make sense for him to have an honor guard, after all.
Well,
Oh.
I wouldn't say that I'm exactly the stealthiest of everyone, so I think it's probably best that I go with him.
This is not the kind of place I would choose to disrobe.
And where would you prefer?
Away from you.
What are you concerned that I might see something?
Yes.
Concerned that she'll be overcome with lust.
It's okay,
Okay.
Vin. I can look the other way.
Make sure you look the other way. I'm embarrassed.
Yes.
It's cold down here.
Oh, shrinkage.
I went swimming earlier. I was in the ocean.
We were just on a boat, Miss Pinefall. It was windy.
Okay, I switched to my normal attire.
You are in your normal attire. You are no longer disguised.
Vazray will remain disguised.
Just as a reminder, if the disguise is put back on, it must be re-rolled because you are essentially freshly applying the disguise again.
Oh.
It just doesn't take as long because, you know, the disguise is already made.
Oh,
To be fair, he
didn't
didn't want it to begin with.
I didn't roll to put on the disguise that Carlos gave me.
Carlos put it on for you. He did.
Oh.
Carlos puts it on you, and you get a disguise that is a DC 19. But it's okay for you to take it off. I'm just reminding the world of the mechanic that is now that the disguise has been taken off. In order to put it back on again, that we're looking at how well has been reapplied, because maybe you accidentally the fake mustache is a little bit too crooked, or you accidentally drew like an extra thick eyebrow on one side or whatever. However you're disguising
maybe
him.
I take that back then, if I can.
Well, if Vinshenzo wants to disrobe and go in as regular regal self, like play the character, not the mechanic.
Perhaps it would be more prudent to remain undetected until we are chiefly within the Golgari's domain.
Makes sense to me.
It's, of course, up to you. I'll be entering here.
Lead on, Mr. Carlos.
Are you planning to follow through in the pipe with me?
Am I big enough? Am I small enough? Can I scrunch down enough?
The pipe is large enough, but there is a grate at the end that, well, only someone my size or smaller would be able to fit through without...
Are you implying that Paelias would be unable to go with you?
Yes. Through this method.
This
I may not be
plan
the
has so many roadblocks in it, it's unbelievable, Mr. Carlos.
Telling me
I thought you were always going to be going through the gate.
Okay,
The grade is tiny.
Had you not planned for all of Vinshenzo's last-minute left-field maneuvers?
I will go through the gate with Mr. Paelias then.
in that case, I will go with Carlos.
We are following your lead, Mr. Carlos. Please instruct us on how to conduct this properly. I don't want to be seen as fools when we get caught inevitably.
He has every right to be concerned, Carlos.
You are wanting to enter as a friend, correct?
Yes.
Then simply go to the gate over yonder and let them know your intentions. I'm sure as a drow they'll welcome you with open arms.
Yes. But what about Mr. Paelias?
He is part of your entourage.
Miss Pinefall, will you be accompanying us?
I can if Carlos does not require me.
It would be the safer option unless you've recently become better at sneaking.
I have
Is
always...
the other side of the grate the normal side?
What?
Like, yeah, the grate requires someone small to squeeze through, but like on the other side of the grate, is there enough space for a
Yes.
medium-sized?
Oh, I guess you could just...
I will just follow you. Yeah, I can start like step through.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Grates are no barrier to him.
Yeah.
Very well.
Then it will be you and me, Miss Pinefall, this way. I unequip disguise.
Vazray follows next to you in disguise. She has a hood.
I feel like you wearing a disguise too is kind of defeating the purpose of the whole plan.
The problem is that my normal attire would be all fucking Bahamut. Like, I've even got my hand, got a hand wrap on my right hand.
Yeah, but it's King Vinshenzo Cairona, right?
You're
Yes,
my
with his-
shield maiden.
Yes,
Yes.
I think it will be fine. Then, if it's the Drow culture that you said it was, God, I hate to say this. I guess I am enslaved to you.
Yes. No. That will not do. You will be my shield maiden just as you are. Just somebody else. A different one, I suppose.
I think we'll figure it out when we get there.
Amathray has many swords, although I think you are the first kobold to join the ranks.
I'm sure that I am.
This way. To the gate.
Vazray follows.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what I just did.
Fell through.
Oh,
Oh, that's...
Oh, okay.
There goes my
I
hero.
fixed it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really dark.
It's dark in here, Lady Pinefall.
It is quite dark.
We
The
have-
whole place is dim light. It's all dimly lit by glowing mushrooms.
I will not be at disadvantage if I have to make a skill check requiring investigation or perception.
What a great, wonderful. Same with all the rest of the drow down here. How great!
Fantastic.
I concur.
Let's go to the gate.
Let us be off then.
Oh, I found them. Okay, perfect.
The kobold accompanies you.
The what?
The kobold accompanies you.
Yay, kobold. These are the ones that I wanted. Are you okay?
Yeah. This this flora reminds me of home.
Okay, so you get to the gate. I'll do the
My
gate
lord,
first.
why are you sad?
Oh,
Perhaps I should pick one for Queen Ilmater. Don't know if it would last the voyage, though.
Let us focus
that's
on
close
the
enough
task at
to a
hand.
bug. We'll do those. I got my bits.
This way to the gate, Lady Pinefall.
Okay, the gate. Two Golgari footmen stand outside, as well as a very strange-looking fungal beast. The gates cannot be climbed over, as they guard entrance to a tunnel. As you approach, the guards recognize you as a fellow dark elf, and they greet you politely, with weapons held at ease.
Greetings. I will speak in Undercommon.
They respond to you in greetings, and they ask your business.
I am here accompanied by my shield maiden. My name is King Vinshenzo Cairona of Sanctuary Isle. This is Lady Oak Rise. And we
Love it.
She listens to the name and bows, pretending.
you can maybe you can understand and
Oh wait, no, she actually can't. Never mind, she can't. Doesn't know Undercommon.
maybe the name is transferable. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
she
not an
simply-
undercommon name, so.
She
Yes.
simply just stands there and just listens to the conversation that she can't understand.
I've come to look over your slave pits to see if there are any specimens worthy for purchase.
Oh. The Golgari guard asks for you to provide like your paperwork showing your status.
I will
Before they
provide my
Actual paperwork.
my original paperwork,
Your VIP stuff.
and I will also accompany it with my scroll of pedigree, but I will not let go of them if they like start touching them.
Are you gonna like actually like hold it open, like keep them all nice and spread open so the guards can like read the information, or are you just gonna hand it to
Yes.
them like? Okay, so if you're like holding it up for them, they will not like they will be respectful and they will not touch your things as long as they can actually read. And as you show them each document, they stand back and they order their little strange fungus beast to open the gate, and it slides open, and you are allowed access into the tunnel. We're going to quickly go back to Carlos and Paelias.
Yes.
You have your tunnel.
Yes.
First, have to get 20 feet up.
Carlos climbs.
Okay. Give me your athletics roll.
Copy that. Yeah. 16.
Okay. 16 gets you up to the pipe, but you're now going to have to somehow swing yourself up or down or in or however you're going to get into that gap because it's jutting out of the wall.
Can I use acrobatics for that?
Yep. I will totally allow that.
Because I'm gonna flip in or something like that. Okay, so that is 28.
You flip in.
Hell yeah.
And you land on your feet.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! How's Paelias getting up there?
I fly.
He just
burns a spell slot to fly.
Fuck it.
might
Look,
see.
Paelias is not gonna fucking climb manually.
Damn, he is an elf. Alright. Carlos will lead them through the pipe using the same path that he used before.
Alright. So, I need to get the grid projected on there. Here's your little map. I realize that it is dark. I didn't think it would print out as dark as it did, but it did, and it's dark. Oh, look, the ship.
There.
Oh, I can at least see the grid to a degree, so I mean I can work off of that.
Okay, where am I supposed to be?
The pipe. This is that first chamber that you may or may not recall. When you first entered into the tunnel area, you came upon a chamber that was almost eaten out of the rubble and the rock. And there were
the one that had all the bugs in it.
Yeah, and the pools of black fungus or the black weird viscous liquid. And there's fungus and moss everywhere, and there's big where's my little rot beast dude? It's not a Maenendon. We call it Rot Beast.
I can use my imagination.
It's just because it said Maenendon on it. That's why I said that. Color is just a color. Does not necessarily mean it's bad guy, but I mean, it could be. These guys are wandering around. There's some little smaller ones.
What disgusting creatures. I don't remember those from my home.
Okay, you guys arrive at the grate. I believe the grate is 10 feet up from the ground, and it's poking out like that.
Oh, this is just Carlos and Paelias. I have not seen.
It's just.
I'll save
just
my
Carlos
comment
and
for
Paelias.
later. I thought the gate and the pipe ended up in kind of the same place.
It's the same road. They're just a little bit ahead of you.
That's fine.
How long does Paelias' flight last?
Should be like an hour.
Up to 10 minutes.
Up to
Ooh.
10 minutes.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
How long did it take us to get to the grate?
He's getting to the end of his flight time. He's got 2 minutes left.
Oh,
Copy. Because I'm pretty sure the pipe was actually 30 feet up in the air.
I do remember that, yeah.
Alright, Carlos is gonna squeeze his way through the grate like last time and hang on the other side.
Heck yeah. These guys are... Hang on, let me just better position them. Because they're
Is there more than last time or about the same?
There's a little bit less than last time.
Okay.
Yeah, he's hanging out over here. There's less than last time. So last time there was like a bunch of workers and guards. Now this time there's just a couple of workers. These are just regular. Well, I say regular, but these are like the ones that are tending to the rot beasts, and these are the ones that are sort of like plucking things out of the ooze. They look like they're harvesting or otherwise working this chamber.
I hope you're sneakier than you look.
Oh, speaking of that, you probably should be rolling for stealth before we start going anywhere, because you're coming up on an area and you don't want to be detected. I assume you're not just standing in the pipe talking at room level.
No. Let's see. Stealth 23.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
Damn it, Paelias.
First roll.
What would you get?
A 10.
10's not a
Yeah,
1.
but I rolled a 2 and a 1
Ugh.
on my dice.
Ugh. That's pretty gross. Well, nothing bad could possibly come of that. A, B, C, D, K. Okay. Let's see what does not happen. Alright, so you guys are up at the pipe. Carlos, you are as still as a shadow. And everything's okay. And poor little Mr. Paelias is just hanging out there, being a guy. Nobody's like staring at him. Doesn't seem like anybody's noticed you guys yet. So continue on as you are.
Oh, you get down. Don't just stand there like a daft fool.
Is there some piece of cover, or like if I look through the grate and look down, because this was up in the air, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Is there a place of cover below us?
There is.
Is this foliage big enough to hide a person?
That's moss. So you're looking at
A quarter of
like
an
there's
inch
some.
of cover.
Well, no, there's some like big plants that
Moss.
aren't showing up as nice. Oh yeah, the moss. There's
I
moss.
hide
There's
in
like
the
big
moss.
branches and shit here. And there's a few stalactites that aren't. This over here. Never mind. The stalactites over here.
How high is the ceiling in here?
The ceiling is 50 feet high.
Okay, can I make a perception check and see if any of them are actually paying attention to up high?
Sure.
Are you in trouble? Did you get in trouble?
Uh-oh,
Did you get in trouble?
Got in trouble.
Oh man, no orange soda for him.
15.
Damn.
15. Got it. They are minding their they're minding their little rot beasts. They're not looking up. They're looking down, they're looking around, but they're not looking up.
Okay, I will expend a use of Starlight Step to get through the grate, and then I will fly on top of it and perch. Try and be stealthy.
Oh yeah. Roll me a stealthy.
That is a unnatural 20.
Nice! Alright. And Carlos.
Hello.
How are you getting down and out? Doing like you did last time and just super flipping down?
Yeah, you're gonna use Featherfall and get down there and sneak through.
Stealth me as well there, baby.
Ooh. So that is 28.
Oh my, that's pretty good.
I am darkness. I am the night.
You are the knight. Okay. Vinshenzo and Amber Oakrise, what was it?
I just said a last name.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
No, let's do Amber Oakrise. I like it.
I'm no longer Pinefall. I am now Okra.
Yep. Retconned. You follow behind one of the guards who walks up a certain way and hands you off to after explaining to his captain what's going on. He forms up a procession of honor guard and sends the gate watcher back to his post. And they offer to march you to the to see one of the guild officials who oversees the slaves.
Hell yeah.
Vazray remains quiet unless asked a question in a different language.
Carlos did not elaborate on an end destination, so I had to improvise, Miss Pinefall.
What did you tell them?
You'll see.
She simply nods.
We'll try to regroup with them.
Are you speaking in common right now?
Yes.
Quietly, if any.
Okay, I was gonna say
Quietly.
because they do speak common as well.
I don't speak kobold, Miss Pinefall.
Do you speak Dwarvish or Celestial?
No.
Makes me curious how you speak with Rabbit.
It is in my own mind.
Fair enough.
She is too
Mind to
far
mind.
away right now for me to do that. I'd have to cast a spell to shorten the distance, as it were.
I understand.
Yes.
And Vazray goes back to being quiet, following Vin and this guard.
Yes. Guard. Ugh.
I will
Guard. Yep.
I will ask the guard if there are any places fit for noble taste to eat in this area.
He tells you deeper into the swarm's territory, there are more robust and refined establishments for the wealthier of the Devkaren, who are the local the local Drow.
Where would you recommend to eat?
Oh.
And give me your honest opinion, as while I do have refined tastes, I do like to enjoy a commoner's meal with the people of the land, as it were. From time to time.
What an interesting question, sir. He will recommend you go to a little place called the Morning Star.
Oh.
It is a tavern. It is not it's the kind of tavern that he would go with his with his kin.
I appreciate the recommendation. Take us there.
Oh, you do not want to see the slaves first?
We will stop there afterwards.
He nods his head, confused, but but obliges, and he turns to walk the opposite direction to leave the gate. Go back out the way you came in.
What? Oh. I thought you said it was further in.
Into their territory, not into this, like... Sorry, that was my bad. I didn't speak precisely. So
I get
this
you now.
gate isn't the gate to like all of the Golgari stuff. It's just a spot.
Oh, so
They
lucked out with the slave pit mention then.
Yeah, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Well, no, I guess I know there are slave pits around. Like this isn't like a tiny little facility. It's just essentially the Golgari swarm owns the Undercity. Like that is their territory. And for that reason, anywhere in the darkness, just like the Drow sort of own a lot of the civilized territory of the Underdark. The same thing with the Golgari here. So all of it's theirs. So the place where he might be going is like on the other side of the elevator.
Ah, very well. I misunderstood. Forgive me. We will observe the slave pits first and then return.
Yeah, he nods his head and he continues to lead you down the tunnel. As Mr. Paelias and Mr. Carlos wait in the dim light of the cavern, they eventually hear the sound of marching boots coming down the tunnel from this direction. Where a number of 1, I need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number of guards come marching out of the tunnel, leading Vinshenzo and Vazarai in tow.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Da-na-na. There they all are. And they're beautiful.
It seems no matter where we go in this place, we're accompanied by nearly a small army of escorts.
Yeah. And they march through, and this causes the crawl to these little insect guys and their rot beasts to get a little agitated at the disturbance.
What wretched creatures are these?
Yeah, there you go. Look at these beautiful beasts. And you guys carry on. Looping out of sight. Oh, that's not what I meant to do, but I did it.
I'm afraid that I may be slightly out of my element here, Miss Pinefall. Reminds me of home, but it is as if I am looking at it through a mirror. It doesn't seem quite right.
Interesting that you say that because I'm so used to a different kind of drow.
And these guys are all moving around.
You shall tell me about that story when we reach the slave pits.
Of course.
Are you openly calling her Miss Pinefall in common next to the guards?
Lady Oak Bridge. Or whatever.
Oak Rise.
Oak Rise.
I am now Okra.
Sorry, they all look the same to me, you know, these kobolds.
Oh,
Maple Cliff.
Damn.
Interchangeable.
So many of these shield maidens, it's hard to keep track.
Damn.
Okay. How does Carlos and Paelias want to proceed following their comrades?
Carlos.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Carlos is gonna follow behind them at a distance, making sure to maintain his stealth.
All right, roll me a stealth roll to get the hell out of this cavern, or start moving. How are you trying to move around, given the nature of the?
Pretty much like around, like hiding underneath, like behind things, under things, around corners, keeping to the edges as much as possible. That kind of stuff. Anyway, my stealth is 29.
That's a pretty damn good stealth. Paelias?
Oh.
I assume my flight time is up.
Yeah, 2 minutes has passed.
I will cast fly again, and I will fly near the ceiling, and if there are stalactites or stalagmites, whichever ones, the ones from the ceilings, I'll use those as cover. Move around.
All right, you roll me stealth as well, there, sir.
I will use inspiration.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it's slightly better.
Nice.
My roll. That's 10.
10?
You are not very inspired. That's a solid roll, though. 10. Yeah, dude.
I rolled a 2 and a 3. And previously I also rolled like a 3.
Oof.
Damn. That's what happens when you use the block mongler die.
It does suck like that sometimes. Let me just double check the old,
Nephis may be
The old
gone,
stat
but his
block.
curse still lingers.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Nephis. Bestiary, there we go. Conclave Druid. Devkar and Lich. That's a fun one. Crawl. There we go. Okay. One of them looks up and sees you. And it begins to chitter and buzz angrily.
Oh.
And we will leave it there.
But I want to react.
Okay, I'll let you react. I'll be fair. I'll be nice. No. That's a reasonable request.
Command with the single word being forget.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
BC 17 wisdom save, I believe. I will double check that it is in fact wisdom.
Okay. Let me know.
Yes, it is wisdom.
All right. Gets +1. Nothing else. You're good. 9. He forgets.
Forgets that he saw me.
It's good.
And
I
I
hope.
try to hide again.
Roll me a stealth for hiding. You're staying in place. Carlos is like moving on without. Well, Carlos sort of heard the chittering and buzzing.
Inspiration again. Jesus Christ.
Good
Okay,
lord.
that's much better. That's a 23.
23. Okay.
Note to self: Paelias does not do stealth ever again.
So
Understood.
the chittering and the buzzing of the one little worker as it looked up and saw you causes the others to look around, but you had managed to cast your spell and dodge behind a stalagmite type thing, the roof spike, quickly enough that none of them see where you are or see what's going on. And when they look towards the creature that had made the alarm, it is also very confused and looking around. Nice going. Okay, we're gonna end it there. Very lucky. That's very, very lucky save at the last minute. Holy shit. That made the difference between combat next session and not combat. I will give you this little sneak peek though.
Oh.
Because I worked really good on this one.
Oh.
Oh my.
Shit. Good luck, Mushroom Man. Here you go.
Ah.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's the tunnel.
Coco,
Remember?
get out of there.
With all the ruined houses.
It reminds me of the Saloonite Temple in Baldur's Gate 3.
Ooh.
Oh damn.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so that's I'll leave that out there for next session because that's where you guys are gonna pass through next. It was actually really fun to make, so I might make it a few others.
Yeah.
Make a nice big long tunnel.
Maps are cool.
Maps are cool. Okay, well that's been the session. Can I just get a quick under